Sponsored by rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. rxcardclub.com. What is carbon monoxide poisoning? Carbon monoxide poisoning occurs when you breathe in too much carbon monoxide, CO, a colorless, odorless gas produced by the combustion of fuel. /r/n/r/n Symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning include headaches, dizziness, weakness, vomiting, chest pain, and confusion. /r/n/r/n Excessive exposure to CO can lead to severe heartbeat irregularities, seizures, unconsciousness, and even death. /r/n/r/n Carbon monoxide poisoning is relatively common in the US, with around 50,000 emergency room admissions each year, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. It can be largely avoided with inexpensive yet effective carbon monoxide alarms installed in the home. /r/n/r/n This article discusses the symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning and how it's diagnosed. It also discusses how it's treated and ways to prevent it. /r/n/r/n With carbon monoxide poisoning, symptoms involve parts of the body that require oxygen most, namely the heart and the central nervous system, CNS. Initial carbon monoxide poisoning symptoms typically include nausea, malaise, fatigue, and a dull but persistent headache. /r/n/r/n As the CO continues to build up in the bloodstream, the depletion of oxygen in tissues will trigger an ever-worsening cascade of symptoms, including /r/n/r/n Death may occur as a result of effects on the heart or respiration, including respiratory arrest. /r/n/r/n Even after a person has been treated for CO poisoning, there is a risk of long-term and even permanent neurological complications, including memory problems, irritability, depression, speech disturbances, partial vision loss, dementia, and Parkinson's disease-like symptoms. /r/n/r/n Carbon monoxide poisoning can be fatal within minutes. Children, pregnant women, older adults, and/or those with chronic illness may be affected more severely and rapidly. People who are sleeping or intoxicated can die from carbon monoxide poisoning before they ever become aware of their symptoms. /r/n/r/n Carbon monoxide easily enters the body through the lungs. As CO is transferred into the bloodstream, it will preferentially bind to hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells responsible for transporting oxygen throughout the body. By doing so, CO prevents oxygen from getting to the tissues and cells that need it to survive. /r/n/r/n Carbon monoxide is a natural byproduct of combustion. Most cases of poisoning result from the inhalation of the gas as it quickly accumulates in an enclosed space, usually due to faulty ventilation. /r/n/r/n Riding in the back of a pickup truck is a common cause of carbon monoxide poisoning in children. Idling your car in winter can poison passengers if the exhaust pipe is blocked with snow. In fact, any perforation in the exhaust manifold of a car or boat can allow CO to flood the interior. /r/n/r/n Carbon monoxide poisoning may also occur intentionally. According to research published in the Annals of the American Thoracic Society, 831 suicides in 2014 were a result of carbon monoxide poisoning, either from a vehicle's exhaust fumes or a combustible fuel source in the house. /r/n/r/n With that being said, suicide by this method has been on the decline since 1975, when federal law dictated the installation of catalytic converters in all motor vehicles. /r/n/r/n Very well, 2018 /r/n/r/n Unless carbon monoxide is recognized as the cause of your symptoms, it may be misdiagnosed when you first arrive at the emergency room. It is important, therefore, to advise the ER doctor of your suspicions if you believe CO is involved. /r/n/r/n The diagnosis is relatively straightforward. It involves a non-invasive probe, called a co-oximeter, which measures CO compounds in the blood. The device can be placed on your finger, toe, or other parts of the body. /r/n/r/n. The oximeter contains two diodes that emit light beams of different wavelengths. The amount of light absorbed by tissue can tell doctors how much carboxyhemoglobin, the compound created by the binding CO and hemoglobin, is in the blood. /r/n/r/n. Under normal circumstances, you would have less than 5% carboxyhemoglobin compared to free hemoglobin. Generally, poisoning occurs if the level is above 10%. Death can occur at levels over 25%. /r/n/r/n. Regular pulse oximeters are not useful as they are not able to distinguish between carboxyhemoglobin and oxyhemoglobin, the compound created by the binding of oxygen and hemoglobin. /r/n/r/n. If carbon monoxide poisoning is suspected, the first course of action is to remove yourself and others from the source of the CO. Even if symptoms are mild, emergency medical treatment should be sought. /r/n/r/n. Treatment may involve the administration of pressurized oxygen through a non-circulating mask. By increasing oxygen levels in the blood, CO can be cleared from the body about 5 times faster than on its own. The oxygenation can actually break up carboxyhemoglobin and release hemoglobin back into the bloodstream. /r/n/r/n. In severe cases, a hyperbaric chamber may be used, which can deliver 100% oxygen in a high-pressure environment. Hyperbaric oxygen clears CO from the blood nearly 4 times faster than oxygen delivered at normal atmospheric pressure. It also allows oxygen to partially bypass hemoglobin and be delivered directly to tissue. /r/n/r/n. In addition to oxygen, other treatments may be required, including /r/n/r/n. The most effective means of prevention in the home is a carbon monoxide alarm. They are readily available online and in most hardware stores, ranging in price from $20 for a plug-in monitor to $80 for a combination CO/smoke alarm. /r/n/r/n. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, CPSC, recommends that every home has at least one CO detector and preferably one for each floor. /r/n/r/n. Among the other recommended safety tips, /r/n/r/n. If your carbon monoxide alarm goes off, never assume that it's a false alarm even if you have no symptoms. Because CO is tasteless and odorless, you need to assume that the risk is real and to take the appropriate action. /r/n/r/n. First and foremost, do not look for the source of gas. The CPSC instead recommends that you, /r/n/r/n. While there are phone apps that claim to detect carbon monoxide, they may not be the most reliable. A safer option is to install a smart detector in your home, like those made by OneLink or Nest. These detectors can sync with your smartphone, enabling you to receive notifications if they detect carbon monoxide, if your detector's batteries get low, and more. /r/n/r/n. Exposure to very high levels of carbon monoxide may induce hallucinations. /r/n/r/n. Early symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning are often described as flu-like. This includes symptoms like headache, dizziness, weakness, upset stomach, and chest pain. /r/n/r/n. rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 80% on prescription drugs.